Spacey, sticky, super cush. It just fits different. Experience a new high. Ultra, stay out there.
Brian Powell of iRunFar here with Ruth Croft before the 2025 UTMB. How are you, Ruth?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I think it's good that we get a Southern Hemisphere catch up and Northern Hemisphere.
Totally. It's a good system here.
Yeah.
So you were here last year and ran a really good race, and you're the top returnee this year, yeah?
Yeah, I think on paper.
On paper, yeah.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? Does it feel like pressure, excitement, or do you ignore what happened last year?
I think going into it, I definitely don't want to think back too much to last year. I feel like this year's a kind of a blank slate because overall last year was very kind of a positive experience, and I know that's not always the way the kind of dice rolls in an ultra. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. Always, looking forward to it.
Can you take something away from that experience last year? Like what went right that allowed you to have such a good race and a strong finish?
Yeah, I think I was just super conservative through to Courmayeur and then was able to move quite well after that. But definitely I learned a lot just with things like nutrition and stuff. Like I hadn't raced time-wise that long before, and so there was some things that I learned that I definitely changed this year. And I think it's just easier going into it for the second time. I feel like mentally as well. I think you've got your kind of spreadsheet already sorted from last year. You can just pull that up and do a few tweaks. So overall just feel a bit more I know a bit more about what I'm getting into.
Do you have that sort of game plan? I mean, it worked for you at Western States in the past, going there, running it, and then coming back and really nailing it even better.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps for sure, having raced it once. But again, I think, it might be a bit of a different race as well, just looking at the weather as well. So that might change things a bit too. Yeah.
What did you train to with nutrition?
I used solid food for the first kind of 3 hours because I didn't think I was going to be able to use gels and powders for the full race. But now I know that, I'll be totally fine to use, gels and powders from the gun.
Yeah. So you have really excelled at a whole range of courses, really. But do you think something like UTMB suits you best, or other sort of events?
I think a lot of it I owe to my coach, Scott Johnson. I think before I started working with him, I wouldn't say I was great at hiking uphill. I actually hated it. I feel like I come more from like a pure running background. So he's actually got me a lot stronger. So now I actually enjoy hiking uphill. Yeah.
And it'll probably be nicer during the race when you're not doing it with a 10 kilo pack that you hike up hills with? What is it? What's your routine for?
Yeah, we got up to 12 kgs at the end. But this is where I've been using my partner. So I'll do normally like 3 reps of 20 minutes we start at 8 kgs at the beginning of the season in January, and then it progresses to 12 kgs. And normally my partner, Martin, he runs it down so I don't smash my quads.
What's his name is?
He's the downhill donkey. But he did his hamstring. Mont Blanc Marathon weekend dressed as a goat, and so he's been out the past.
Dressed as a goat?
Yeah.
Which is his nickname, or has been one of his nicknames, but he was playing around in a costume.
And did his heavy, and so I've just been using the lifts pretty much I normally just ask someone at the top of the lift to bring my vest down, and then we'll run down.
And that's worked pretty well?
Yeah, it does work, yeah.
So how has, you're back at UTMB, like what brings you back? Do I even have to ask that question? Or is it the competitive nature?
For sure, I just want to try and improve on last year. I think it's always performance that I'm kind of seeking, and I love that it's a competitive field. And it's kind of our biggest stage, and I think it's always special. I've got my folks coming over from New Zealand. My best friend's going to be here. Martin will be crewing me, his family's here. And so, I just love sharing that day with them.
That's pretty cool, because this is like one of your biggest days in the office for your job for the year, but it's...
It just brings a lot more meaning when you share it with people that care a lot.
That's really cool.
About.
It seems to, at least from an outside perspective, that over the past year or so with your new coach, like you've had a much more analytical, or I don't know if that's the right way, like to look at it, a more analytical approach to training, or even like testing or that sort of thing. Has that changed over the past?
Yeah, so I've been working with Scott this is my 3rd year, and I just think he's very intentional around the training. Like everything's very specific. It's been, it took a while, it took me probably a year to kind of get used to the way he coaches, but I feel yeah, just working with him, I have a lot of trust, just that I know that he'll have me on the start line and as best prepared as I can be. And then I have been working with Joseph Mesrale, he's a data scientist, and so I worked with him, this is my 3rd year, so the first year I DNS'd at UTMB, but he was the one that came up with the pacing plan last year. So I'm also have been working with him this year. And he's been a lot more integrated with my coach this year.
And have you done more data testing as well?
Not a ton, to be honest. And so it's been more that Joseph and Scott have been talking more. I kind of stay out of it because what they do, I don't understand. And to be honest, I don't really have a lot of interest in it either. And so I just focus on staying in my lane and doing what I need to do. And then Scott and Joseph are kind of behind the scenes, throwing ideas back and forth. Yeah.
Nice. So you each have your role and...
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, I think it's important I don't get stuck in the weeds of the data side of things. And I think it's important that I focus on what I need to do, which is just like recovery, sleeping well, eating well, that sort of thing.
Taking care of yourself. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like you're training to be a naturopath right now, right? Or,
yeah.
So like, but it's like, I was wondering about that interplay from like the data analytical side, but you offload that to other people and stick in your sweet spot. Yeah,
so I'm definitely way more interested in the nutrition, kind of the holistic side of it. And then also I work with someone on like blood analysis, and then that is what really interests me. And so I focus more on that for sure. Yeah.
Got it. Well, I hope all things come together for you and you have a good time out there, Ruth.
Thanks, Brian.
So before we wrap things up, kind of want to know, like, what's your schedule looking like? You got anything else on your calendar, whether it's this year or next?
I have nothing planned at the moment, but I have signed up for a race on the west coast of the South Island, New Zealand, called Old Ghost, which I also believe you've signed up for too.
I have signed up for that, and Megan signed up for that. And Esther behind the camera is maybe going to get on the wait list. No peer pressure in public.
We'll think about it.
All right. We'll see you there, I hope, Ruth.
We will. Thanks, Brian.